Today, we're going to talk about something really fundamental, a path to inner peace, a practice called Vipassana, and really, it's a journey inward, into the very nature of our own minds.
Just think about your average day for a second. There's this constant stream of information, right? Notifications, emails, demands. It's like this endless hum from the outside world, and it's always pulling our attention in a million different directions. We're just always moving, always consuming, always reacting to the next thing. But, underneath all that noise, there's often this internal restlessness, isn't there? It's a feeling of being on edge, of being carried away by our own thoughts and our own emotions. It's kind of funny. We've become masters of our external world, but our inner world, well, that often feels completely out of our control. And so, you have to ask the question, can we actually break this cycle? Is there a real practical way to find some genuine peace inside ourselves? Not by, escaping our lives, but by finding it right in the middle of all the chaos. Let's explore one path that suggests we can.
Okay, so let's get into it. The journey here doesn't begin with some big, complex philosophy or some belief system you have to adopt. Nope, it starts with something way more fundamental, a simple, tangible anchor, and it's called Anapana.
And the starting point honestly could not be simpler. Anapana is just the observation of your own natural breath. You don't change it, you don't force it, you just feel the sensation of the air as it comes in and as it goes out. And this is so powerful because it's a universal anchor. It's something that every single one of us has access to at any moment of the day. The whole point of this first step is pretty straightforward. By focusing on this one simple, constant reality, your breath, we start to tame that wild, wandering mind. It becomes a tool to sharpen our concentration, to make the mind calm and stable, so that we can actually get ready to do the deeper work.
So once the mind has a place to rest, once it's become a little bit calm and focused through Anapana, we can then move to the core of the practice, and that is Vipassana.
The word itself literally means to see things as they really are. And this isn't about some intellectual understanding. It's not about reading a book. It's a process of deep, direct self-observation. It's a journey to experience the truth of your own mind and body, directly, beyond all your ideas or opinions about them.
So, how does it actually work? Well, with that concentrated mind you've developed through Anapana, you begin to move your attention systematically through your body, and you just observe whatever sensations come up. Heat, pressure, tingling, pain, literally anything. But here's the key. You just observe. You don't label them good or bad, and you try not to react with craving for one or aversion to another.
And this is where you find the liberating insight. You start to experience, for yourself, that all of these sensations, whether you think they're pleasant or unpleasant, they all share one fundamental characteristic. They are impermanent. They come, and they always inevitably go. By learning not to react to them, we start to break that deep-seated habit of the mind that creates so much of our suffering. The chain breaks.
Now, I know this might all sound like some abstract theory, but its effects have been documented in some of the most remarkable situations you can imagine. This isn't just about feeling a little bit calm. It's about profound, life-altering transformation.
And that's the crucial point here. Vipassana is not an intellectual exercise. You could think of it more like an applied science of the mind, and the results, well, they are tangible and observable in people's lives.
And maybe there is no darker place, no more challenging environment to test this than inside a maximum security prison. And it's here that this technique was put to an absolutely incredible test.
There was this award-winning documentary, Doing Time, Doing Vipassana, and it showed inmates in India taking these 10-day courses. By learning to observe the raw physical sensations of their own anger and hatred without reacting, they began to understand the impermanent nature of these very emotions. They could feel rage arise as this intense heat in the body, and then they would just watch it, and it would pass away. In doing that, they found a kind of freedom inside those prison walls that they never had on the outside.
But the impact of this practice hasn't just been confined to individuals in extreme situations. Its message has been recognized on the world stage. So back in the year 2000, S.N. Gonka was actually invited to speak at the UN's Millennium World Peace Summit. And his message was so direct, so practical. He said, look, we all want world peace. But how can we possibly achieve that if the individuals that make up the world are not peaceful within themselves? He argued that the path to global peace, it has to begin with the peace of the individual.
And that brings this entire huge concept from the darkest prisons to the highest halls of the UN right back to us, right back to the individual. So where does a path like this even begin for you or me? Finding peace in this restless world, I mean, it can feel like an impossible task, right? Like a journey of 1,000 miles, just a monumental undertaking.
But it doesn't begin with some grand gesture. It begins with a simple, totally accessible act of observing one single breath. Right here, right now. That is the first step. In a way, that is the entire journey, contained in this one moment.
And from this place of inner stillness, a genuine wish for the well-being of others just naturally comes up. A peace that starts on the inside and extends out. May all beings be happy.